Hey guys, so welcome back to the Ascendants through Vedic Astrology series. Today we will be talking about Scorpio Ascendant, and let's get into it. So the Ascendant, in Vedic Astrology, what we call the Ascendant is the sign that was rising in the east at the time of your birth. The Ascendant changes every couple of hours, and as opposed to Western astrology, where they use your sun sign and that changes every month or so. It's basically in Vedic astrology, another term for the ascendant is called the lagna, which means that which has been screwed into place or mounted into place. So your identity at the time of your birth was basically, screwed and mounted into place based on the placements of the planets and the rising sign and all that good stuff. So this means that at the time of your birth, the positioning of the planets as they shine down on you basically mounts your individual personality into place. Things like your past life karma, your passions, your soul desire, your family life, your career, and all that. It just pretty much cements that into place at the time of your birth. So, if you'd like a Vedic astrology reading, you can go to vincent.thunderwizard.com, and there you will see me and my video, and it has a PayPal link. And it's only $108 for and with that you'll get things like your ascendant sign. Like, you'll get a full birth chart reading, but basically it's basically I'm telling you the most important things within your birth chart, like your Vedic rising sign or ascendant, your sun sign, your moon sign, the different deities that want to work with you, like your Ishta Devata, your Palana Devata, your Dharma Devata, your even gemstones that you might like that would work well for you, and also like a specific mantra and ritual that you can use to grow spiritually, or even with your Dharma Devata or your Palana Devata, which basically you can do a lot of things with those. So it's really good information, so you should check it out. It's over at vincent.thunderwizard.com, and yeah, we'll see you there. So let's get into Scorpio Ascendant, guys. Let's do that. So the thing about Scorpio Ascendants is that they are secretive. They are, because Scorpio being like the hidden kind of sign, they're secretive. They are intense, like they have this like intense energy about them. They tend to be dominating, and they can get into fights and be abusive to their body, or have some kind of secret addiction or something that nobody knows about. That's one of the things about Scorpios. They can also have self-destructive habits or behaviors, and possible mental imbalances if Mars is not well placed. So that's a little bit about Scorpio Ascendant. Now we're gonna look at the 12 houses that are like in the chart, because Scorpio Ascendant is the first house. So now we'll look at the second house. So someone who has a Scorpio Ascendant would have Sagittarius in their second house. So Sagittarius is philosophy, and second house is things like money, work, income, daily routines, values, priorities, habits, work ethic, things like that. And someone with this placement may have a well-to-do family that's either religious or spiritual, or has some, intellectual higher education thing, background going on. And so, moving on to Capricorn in the third house. Capricorn is things like hard work, and third house is things like communication, thinking, siblings, social activities, neighbors, and early education. And someone with this placement will be very short and direct in their communication with their siblings, and only communicate about essential things, because Capricorn is Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is limitation, and so, it's given that they're probably going to be very short, very direct, to the point in their communication. So, moving on to Aquarius in the fourth house. Aquarius in the fourth house. So, Aquarius is utopian desires, and the fourth house is home, mother, foundations, family, emotions, and self-care. And someone with this placement will have a home life that's focused on connecting with people of different cultures, spirituality, humanitarianism, and the deeper meanings in life. With Aquarius being focused on groups, it's really, focused on that broader, utopian kind of theme there. So then we have Pisces in the fifth house. And Pisces is basically spirituality. And fifth house is romance, play, creativity, fertility, joy, self-expression, and drama. So, someone with this placement may tap into their spirituality when they're doing things like being creative, or playing with their children, or being romantic, or being just creative, or finding their joy and stuff like that. Just very fifth house things. And so that's a really cool placement. I like that. It's very unique. So then we'll move on to Aries in the sixth house. Aries is taking action, action oriented. And sixth house is things like health, fitness, pets, work habits, organizations, usefulness, and service. And so someone with this placement will be very active, driven, and focused on their daily tasks. They'll be focused on their health, and they could even become an entrepreneur with this placement. So it's a good placement, really. So then we have Taurus in the seventh house. And Taurus is what you value, your values. And seventh house is relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, and sharing. And so, someone with this placement will have probably an attractive spouse. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so that's a good sign there. And they'll value their spouse in marriage, like they're a big part of how their spouse will behave is valuing them, and they'll value their spouse. There's this mutual like high value between the two. So, yeah, so marriage, yeah, so in their marriage, they will probably, value, the thing is high value, so they'll probably do a lot for this person and value them highly and respect them and all that good stuff. So then we move on to Gemini in the 8th house. Gemini is intellect or intelligence. And 8th house is things like birth, death, sex, transformation, merging energies, shared finances, inheritance, assets, property, real estate, and joint ventures. So, someone with this placement may make quick decisions that get them into trouble, because another thing is the 8th house is the house of sudden transformation or sudden changes or sudden transformation or things like that. So with Gemini here, Gemini is the quick intellect, making decisions hastily and things like that. So yeah, they might make quick decisions and then get into trouble and regret what they did or make the decisions that they made. And yeah, they may end up making some wrong decisions. So then we have Cancer in the 9th house. Cancer is emotions, and the 9th house is things like international travel, wisdom, philosophy, religion, higher education, foreign cultures, and learning. So someone with this placement has their emotions tied to their religion or their spiritual practices or even their, higher education. It's very, very tied in together. So they may be very into their religion one day or into, the 9th house things. Religion, philosophy, higher education, foreign travel, all that good stuff. So that might be, they might be really into that one day, and then just kind of have this fluctuation of high interest in it and then low interest in it, because the moon rules Cancer, and the moon is always fluctuating. It's always waxing and waning and all this stuff. So their emotions and their feelings about this stuff can really change. And then we have Leo in the 10th house. Now this is a good sign because Leo is ruled by the sun, and it's very very regal and things like that. So Leo is basically self-expression, and the 10th house is things like career, long-term achievements, status, reputation, public image, fame, fathers, and experts. So someone with this placement may work in government, PR, acting, law enforcement, or some other authoritative career in government or in law enforcement or even acting. I mean, because Leo is basically associated with government, but it's also associated with self-expression, and so someone with this placement can actually be an actor and be a good actor. So that's pretty cool. Virgo. Next we have Virgo in the 11th house, and Virgo is pretty analytical. And the 11th house is things like groups, friends, humanitarianism, technology, the future, and hopes and wishes. And someone with this placement may be pretty picky about who they make friends with or associate themselves with. They're looking to see what benefit they can get out of being friends with you, basically. They're looking for, like, you know, not just to be friends, but to be friends so that it'll help them along in some other area of life, whether it be career or personal life. I don't know, but yeah, that's basically what their whole thing is. So someone with so moving on to the Libra ascendant, or Libra in the 12th house. So Libra in the 12th house, Libra is balance, and the 12th house is things like spirituality, being healing, solitude, karma, the afterlife, and the unconscious mind. And someone with this placement may find spiritual practices that bring balance and healing to their lives. They'll probably feel most balanced and at peace when they are doing their spiritual practices. So it's a very good placement there, Libra in the 12th house. That's really cool. And so I guess this concludes this video. If you'd like to get a Vedic astrology reading from me, to discover more about your Vedic birth chart, go to vincent.thunderwizard.com. And there again, I'll tell you about it again. We have, I will give you a birth chart reading, and you need to know your birth time, birthplace, birth time, birthplace, and you'll get things like your Vedic ascendant, your Vedic moon sign, sun sign, the deities that want to work with you, and even mantras and rituals to connect with those deities and to help you along on your spiritual journey and your spiritual liberation, and also like things like your Aruda Lagna. There's some really helpful and practical information that's in your birth chart that I can really help you with. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you there. For reading, go to vincent.thunderwizard.com, and we will see you next time. Peace.